Yo, what's good, Tristan? Today, we're going to be reacting to Ariana Grande singing the national anthem at 8 years old. We're going to learn some very important lessons today about how anyone can learn how to sing. But before we get started, be sure to check me out. Instagram. That was not good. Instagram. TikTok. Patreon. Thank you to all my patrons, by the way. Love you all. You make these videos possible. And also, I have started lessons again, so there's going to be a link to apply to that down in the description. Furthermore, I am super psyched to say that today's video is sponsored by Scentbird. Are you tired of being all stinky and smelly like Queen Cat? Are you hoping to keep that fun, fresh, juicy summer vibe moving all throughout the year?
What does that even mean?
Unfortunately, the way that we normally buy fragrances is you get this big bottle. It's expensive. You might go home with it. You might not even like it. Not anymore. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gets you these cute little fragrances. They're travel sized, they're affordable, and they're not these giant things that sit around in the house and collect dust. Scentbird offers over 600 different brands, and it's a flexible service, so you can stop your subscription at any time without any issues. What I really liked about Scentbird's website was the little quiz that they give you where you get to pick the kind of fragrances that you like, which I thought was really cool because I was struggling going through all of the different products or like trying to find the one that I wanted, and there's like some millions of different designers. So I did the quiz and I got the almost just basically the perfect scents for me. I got this one, Bentley Silver Lake, which smells very professional, might I add. I'm gonna be wearing this to my immigration appointment this week, so hopefully I don't get deported. If I don't get deported, it's thanks to this scent. If I do get deported, Scentbird, you're fired. I also got Gendarme Sky. This smells so clean and crisp. This is the kind of scent that I'd be wearing like on a day-to-day basis. I also got Confessions of a Rebel, which is going to be for those hot date nights. All of them are a little bit different. One's a little bit cleaner smelling, one's a little bit more woody smelling, one's a bit more fresh smelling. So if this sounds interesting and fun to you, it was super fun for me getting these in the mail. Be sure that you use my code and click the link below for 30% off. That's going to be $11 for your first month. So thanks again, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate it so much. Anyway, let's jump into the video. So I thought it'd be a super fun idea to react to Ariana Grande singing when she was younger. And it's going to be for reasons that might surprise and shock and or offend you. We're going to be comparing Ariana Grande singing the national anthem when she was a kid to a performance more recently to see how she's developed her voice over time. Oh my god, there's one of Taylor Swift too? Crazy. Maybe I'll do that next time. Anyway, let's go. I've seen little clips of this, like a few seconds, but I have not sat through it.
And join Ariana Grande Butera as she honors America.
Wait, her last name isn't actually Grande?
With the singing of our national anthem.
Our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so
How is she so brave?
we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
I love how she's not able to pronounce her R's at all. It's kind of cute.
perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Okay, high notes come through. Okay. How did she get this gig, dude? So the number one thing I kind of wanted to talk about here was she's amazing for her age. But the one thing I want to say is this. There's a lot of you I'm not going to use that word today. There's a lot of you out there who sound better than Ariana Grande did when she was 8. She doesn't have some magical talent, right? She wasn't born with this innate ability to... She doesn't even have vibrato here. Right? Which, again, I wouldn't expect from someone this young. But it's not like these things were born into her voice. She wasn't just born with that, like, light tone. She wasn't just born with the way that she phrases certain words. These are all things that she trained and she learned over time. And after we're done with this, I think we react to her singing the national anthem today to kind of get a good sense of like how she developed her voice.
Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
She must have had really supportive parents.
Or the land
I can't believe she's this
of the
brave.
free.
That E, by the way, is the hardest part of the whole dang song. E is such a tough vowel to sing. And the fact that the song climaxes on an E that high is what makes it super difficult, in my opinion.
And the home of the brave.
Nicely done, young Ariana Grande.
Ariana.
Tonight's national anthem.
There's a few things that she does that could use a little bit of correcting. Like a lot of her vowels kind of morph toward each other and get a little bit, it's not as fluid and solid as it could be. So let's see what she changes as she gets older. So this was, I believe, 2014 that she sang this, right? So it's not super recent, but, you know, somewhat recent.
Oh, say, can you see?
One of the biggest changes immediately is that she is intentionally adding this air into the lower part of her range. I find that super interesting because when I was learning to sing, and a lot of teachers still say this, air in the voice is bad for you, air in the voice is dangerous, it's something to avoid. But it's an interesting thing that Ariana Grande has intentionally trained that into her voice, and it has made her voice stronger. Maybe it's not as dangerous as people think it is.
By the dawn's early light,
At lower volumes, that is.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
So much more color to her voice, so much more roundness and fullness to it now, and personality too. But, you know, she's really shaping it here. I feel like when she was singing in the previous example, she was more kind of coming from where she was speaking from. Sing by the dawn's early light. And here, she's really shaping every phrase. She's really putting a deliberate amount of effort into every phrase. She's making her vowels very pure and straight and not, oh, say, morphing them together like you would in speech. All the things that you do and that all the things I talk about on this channel to improve your singing voice.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through.
For example, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ariana, but on stars and bright stars, there's no morphing of the vowel. Stars. It's one vowel. Stars. And at the end, she very quickly hits the R's and then cuts it off. There's no muddiness there.
The perilous fight.
The vowels are so good. Really fluid runs, vibrato. Okay, here we go. The little bit of an artistic choice there to intentionally crack her voice as she went, gave proof, or whatever. What was the phrase? Close enough, right? That intentional break that she has at the top note there. All these are artistic choices, right? If that makes sense. These are choices that go beyond just like, oh, singing and it sounds nice, right? There's a certain point with singing where just singing and sounding nice isn't enough. You take it to the next level. Some people don't like that in the national anthem. I don't care, okay? I like hearing people do new things with it. The other thing is that when she was trying to project her voice and she wants to project it with a dark sound, she goes for those vowels. I talk about this a lot on the channel. But her highest notes, and this is very typical for Ariana Grande, she doesn't carry that sound up. Her highest notes are never that sound. Her highest notes are always this sort of lighter, almost like an ah type sound, except for maybe when she sings E. I'm going to be very curious to hear how she sings that. Because you obviously can't sing E as ah.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say
she sounds so good here. right there. Oh, say does that star on does. Oh, say it does. She intentionally breaks her technique, breaks it, but to emphasize that note and to make it kind of shouty for a second and a little bit wrong, right? For dramatic effect. All of these things are not things that she did when she was younger. She clearly put in tons of effort and work. And people think that, oh, you just sing and it just comes out. No, she plans out probably every single note and every single vowel, knowing her and how deliberate and passionate she is about what she does. Every run. Let's hear this E. Not her best E, to be completely honest with you. But like I said, E is a super difficult vowel to sing in general. The reason why it's so difficult to sing is because E is a closed vowel. Of the free. And it wants to stay closed and tight. And no matter how you mess with it, it wants to stay like that. She's done a really good job of, like, generally speaking, opening it up and modifying it. Of the free. But, I mean, what would I even change about this? It's difficult to say. Okay, so this is why it's not so great. Can you hear? She's singing probably, I mean, it's still a great note, don't get me wrong, but to improve it, and for you guys at home, these are important things to be listening for. She changes her vowel like 3 times there. Listen. She's more of an A. She goes, of the free. It takes her a second to kind of find it. But it's still pretty good. I mean, overall, I'm kind of being real nitpicky there, aren't I? I think also it could be just maybe a tad bit darker because it gets a little bit tight. Of the free. Gets a little bit harder to control that way. Of the free. A little bit easier. But then again, that would kind of change what it is she's trying to do with her voice. So whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She's amazing. She does that way better than I probably ever could. So it doesn't really matter. But I'm trying to help you guys out at home. If you ever come into problems with any particular note, those are important things to think about. Maybe I'm a little bit too light sounding. My larynx is a little bit too high. High larynx isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be. Maybe I'm morphing the vowels in ways that I shouldn't be. Maybe my volume is too loud. And that can come with the vowels. If I start of the free and I have to morph it, I'm too loud by the time I get into it's the right vowel. Of the free is a relatively quiet volume, moderate volume. Any of those things could happen, right? E, because E can't really be projected. E, if you try and project E, it's going to be strained because it's such a closed sound. Closed sounds cannot be projected. That was okay. So another thing that she does at the end of that phrase that's so pretty, she goes brave. She sings 2 vowels. Usually you don't want to do that, but they're distinct vowels. She's not brave. She's not morphing it, but she sings brave, 1 vowel, and then the vibrato brave. So brave. And then it sort of decrescendos, or the volume reduces and it kind of fades off into a little airiness. All of these things, by the way, are not things that she did when she was younger. Not to hate on her or anything. She sounds amazing and she sounds great. So I don't want anyone to be negative about her singing when she was younger. It's still freaking amazing. It's phenomenal. But these are things that she's learned how to do over time. Right? It just kind of cuts off brave. That's not what she does today. So anyway, hopefully this was a good video for you guys. I've thought about doing this with Olivia Rodrigo because I think it would be fun to kind of compare. I didn't even realize that Taylor Swift had clips of her singing when she was younger. I think that would also be a really fun video. But, you know, the point of these aren't to like hate on the younger versions of these people or anything like that. It's to educate you guys and show you guys, look, these singers who are really great today, some of the greatest, honestly, some of the greatest who have ever lived. I'm sorry if that makes some people mad, but it's true, especially in terms of Ariana. These people did not start coming, they did not bust out the damn womb singing with vibrato, okay? This is all stuff that they learned over time and they've perfected to the point where it just looks like it's so natural and easy and seamless that you look at them and you're like, how the hell do they do that so naturally? They must have been born with that. Not true. Anyway, hopefully you guys take something encouraging away from this. No matter where you are vocally, no matter how old you are, it's never too late to start, and anyone can get better with their voice. No one's born with it, right? It's just a matter of practice, hard work, and a little bit of technical knowledge to help you along the way. But anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Again, thank you so much, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. Check me out, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, if you want to support the channel. And also, again, if you're interested in voice lessons, there's a link to that down in the description. Anyway, until next time, Tristans. And Tristan! Peace.